Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so today we are going to unbox this box here, which is a PowerColor 9070 XT Spectral White. This is the limited edition. So let's get started. So firstly, look around the box. We just got some usual the serial numbers and stuff, so not going to show that. On the other side, it's just a plain white box. Same on this side, some PowerColor branding and some another PowerColor logo at the bottom. So to open up this box, and it weighs about 3 kilos. I've already weighed it before. We're gonna weigh the card later. So to get started, we need to remove this plastic peel. I'll just use one of these sim tools to cut it through. This should let us in, and it's pretty tough though. You know, this whole plastic that's been wrapped around. I mean, I should say it's been packed quite well. They don't just want it to open up on its way to your place, so you can't blame shipping for that. But that's gone. The box itself is it's pretty matte. Let's get that's out of the way. Alright, so we got a matte box here. Let's hope I have the right side. Yep. Oh, I think I've got it the other way. Alright, let's flip it. Got it upside down. Yeah, it's hard to say because the both sides look the same unless you're looking at this flap at the bottom. So I'll just have to move it to the side so we don't hit the camera. Okay. Let me just adjust this. Cool, we got this nice foam at the top. Oh, is this another box in a box sort of situation? I hope not. Okay, this is just a piece of paper. Pretty thick. Ready for the reveal. This is me personally looking at this card first time, so me and you both are looking at it for the first time together. Here we go. Okay, so back of this card here we got some details on what the card is, the specs it has, but ain't nobody got time for that. We gotta look at this later. And here we go. So we got the 9070 in all its glory. We got a keycap here. We got some GPU brackets, which are GPU support brackets, I should say. They get attached to this thing. That's a nice weight. It's not too heavy, but it's heavy enough. We got some branding stickers there, and I believe this thing's called a GPU removal tool. So when you can't get into the GPU release button, you can use this tab here to push it, and it should just come off. Cool. And the star of the show, the Red Devil. Oh, we got something else under here. Are we getting this for free? Or is it just an advertisement? I think it's just an advertisement. Okay. Alright. So let's get this thing out of the way. And before we do, yep, nothing in there. So that's everything there. This is pretty cool. This is like a mini version of the card, and it's a keycap as well, so you can actually use it, but I'm going to use it as a decoration inside my case. So I'll put this on the side for now because we're not going to use any of the other things. So let's just put this back in there. Oh, and we almost forgot, what do we have here? We've got an RGB cable that has both the old school header, or is it a splitter? Anyways, doesn't matter. So let's just put it back in there, and this can just go on the side for now. Oh, I've got a piece there. Cool. All right, so we got the star of the show here. the 9070 XT Red Devil Spectral White in its all glory. Excited, guys. This is actually big and heavy in person. I'm not sure if any of you have seen a 3-slot card before or held a 3-slot card before, but this is definitely beefy. It's the specs of this card are just, you know, off the charts. I'll put these the length and the breadth, but yeah. So what do we have? So we got a white heatsink that runs along. The PCB ends here, so this whole area is just for cooling. And let's flick. We got the RGB connector, which is angled, so that's good. So you can keep it hidden. I'm using a Lee & sub case, so it's gonna look pretty nice because it's gonna sit vertically like this. Oh, talking about the verticals, check that out. So that's a Hellstone. They call it, which is just a fancy RGB light. Normally it's red on the Red Devil, but on the white, it's just, as the name suggests, it's white. We got a PCI Gen 5 connector here, and on the back we got 3 HDMI ports and 1 display port. Or actually, sorry, my bad. So it's 3 display ports and 1 HDMI port, and the backplate is pretty sleek. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. So let's do a peeling session. So let's get started on that. That's one. That's 2. Do we have any front here? Yes, we do. Oh, Josh, turn on the copy. Grab this piece. Should be careful. Okay, there we go. Oh, let's see. Spin 3. 4. Just take it to me. Oh, this should be a good one. Where have I find what it's up for? Yeah, you don't need to hide these things, just put a time something really cool for them. But I'm gonna scratch the card. Oh, and there is no peel on these fans here. So this sort of looks like, so that's plastic. That's plastic as well. We got some fake metal style plastic here, but it's coated quite nice. We got some RGB lights here. They should just flash white. Yeah, the finish is actually really nice, you know, I should say. Even on this side, that's all metal. Yeah, you can hear that. You've got an AMD logo over there. And I think that's about it in terms of unboxing it, you know. So next up, let's look at some of the specs and put it in our system. Alright, so next up, let's check out the specs of this card. So obviously to see all of the specs, we are on PowerColor's website. So let's scroll down to see the key features that they have described. So firstly, yes, we have a new thermal conductivity paste. So it's from Honeywell, the PTM 7950, and I can say it does make a lot of difference. The card actually runs quite a bit cool compared to any other card that's running at 350 watts. The max it goes to is 360 watts in my testing. Dual BIOS, yes, and everything else is just usual. So the main important bit is this bit here. So it's a PCI Gen 5 card. So make sure your motherboard supports PCI Gen 5 to take full advantage, but PCI 4 is still fine. Most of you running system would be on PCI 4 or 3, but honestly for gaming you would only see marginal improvements. There are other videos that go in depth on these, but for us it doesn't matter because we are on the other side of productivity. We are more related to gaming. Cooling, yes, it does, keep it cool, which we know. RGB, yes, we got some RGBs also. The Red Devil logo lights up, we know that. And obviously we could use the Keystone application from PowerColor to control the RGB fields on this. Alright, so the main thing we are after is this bit here. So we are running 4096 units for Steam processors, and it's a 16 gig card. Honestly, I was a bit disappointed with this being 16 gigs. I was so hoping it would be at least 24, but 16 is still more than enough. The engine clock and the game clock are quite a bit high compared to the last gen, so that's a good improvement. Yep, 3 display ports, 2.1A and 1 HDMI 2.1B. Supports all the other stuff, as you might know. The dimensions, this is something we need to pay attention to, so it's definitely on the larger side, so make sure your case does support a large graphics card, so up to 350 millimeters. It does take in 3 PCI Express connectors, so that's something to be mindful of. And you gotta make sure you run a beefy power supply, because there's a bit of spike in power consumption and power pull. So yeah, I think that's about it. That sort of covers everything that we need to check in terms of specs. There isn't anything fancy. You guys might already know what you're buying, what you're looking at, but these were some of the key highlights I wanted to show you. And honestly, the card runs super quiet and it runs pretty cool. Alright, so let's move on to the next section where we're going to put it in our case and look at the RGB run for the first time. Alright, so welcome back. So now we have plugged in the card and it's getting detected as GPU 1. So we can see all of the metrics. I've already created some overlays for us to test later. So the part that you might be interested in will be this tuning tab here. But you might be a bit disappointed if you're coming in from previous generation like the 6000, because we don't have much in terms of controls here. So even if when I go custom, previously I was able to see the actual numbers of megahertz, so I can just put the clock down. But now I can only add in the offset values, which isn't helping because I'm not getting real-time feedback. Same goes for power. For power, we can only go -30. Um, yeah, so it could be that more options might pop up later, as the firm is upgraded. But for now, it's quite limited. So even on default and on performance, it's actually giving out pretty good numbers. So let's do a quick stress test here. And this is the part of it I mentioned about the spike. So right now it's at 54 watts and it just jumps straight away to 363. So you want to make sure you have power supply that can actually handle that. So yeah, please don't try to run it on a 500 watt or 400 watt PSU, because this is going to blow through the PSU and might probably damage your PC and other components, which you don't want. So yeah, PowerColor recommends 900 watts. I would say safe bet is you can get away with 750 depending on the CPU that you're running. But yeah, anything above 750 should do the trick. Yeah, I think that's all of my closing thoughts. Honestly, I am feeling a bit underwhelmed by this card because I came from a 6900 XT, which was also a 16 gig card, and just jumping from one 16 to another 16 gig doesn't quite feel much of an upgrade. But if you are able to find a decent 7900 XTX, I would recommend going for that, because it might be slightly cheaper to buy one of those, because this costed me about $1,400, and now those XTXs are coming up for about $1,000 or less on marketplace. So if you can find one of those, yeah, just go with that, or wait for the new 9080 XT that the Moore's Law is dead has been talking about. So it could be a 32 gig card is coming up soon. So keep your eyes peeled. Maybe tune out to Moore's Law's dead and look out for other forms, maybe videocards.net for more info on those. But for now, this is my thoughts and I'm wrapping up. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.